Hey everybody, this is Abcynthia with This One Time at birdieman.com, and I've got a couple of great stories today. They're both newbie stories, which I don't know about you, but I really could use some newbie stories right about now. I'm feeling really frustrated. There's been, as you've probably seen, a lot of chat about acculturation, art being vandalized, art being stolen, 5,000 bicycles being left behind by 5,000 people who made their own bike somebody else's problem. And it's been hard to read all the negative stuff about Burning Man that's been out there. So I would like to read some newbie stories. I would love to read your stories if you have a great Burning Man story from this year, 25 years ago, whatever, anytime. Please go to This One Time at birdieman.com and submit your story. We'd love to hear it. So I've got two stories today. The first one comes from Pat in New York, and this was in 2014. And I apologize, I'm reading. This one time at Birdie Man, it was my first time, my second day. I had already figured out that yes was the answer to almost every question. Good job. I was infinitely rewarded for packing away my New York cynicism on Wednesday when my pal said to me, "Want to go to a wedding?" As he was walking out of camp. I said, "Sure, how long will we be out?" As in, do I need a jacket? And I ran to get my goggles and a good scarf. We went to the souk under the man, and a bunch of folks were dressed like bees. They had kazoos, and the excitement was mounting. The rest of the world was still happening. A piece of carpet that had been laid down was getting trampled by folks walking through unknowingly. A broom appeared somehow. I was so struck by the serendipity of it all, and astounded by the now hundreds of people milling around dressed in yellow and black. I recognized some folks from our camp. I felt comfortable among the many strangers, I think because we were all there in a common goal to make this wedding happen. I still don't know whose wedding, but they were obviously good people from the amount of love and respect being shared at literally the feet of the man. My New York OCD got the better of me. I can't stand that the carpet was getting messed up before the bride arrived. So I smiled and called for a rug guard, and playa miracle, several people assembled to guard the rug. Hot shit. Someone swept and took up the post at the top of the runner. We waited like the Queen's Guard until a random kazoo murmur started to organize. Until someone played Here Comes the Bride on kazoo. Hundreds of kazoos. A song was sung, a man in a kilt stood in the groom's position, and suddenly I realized that Andrew was getting married. His daughter and Jerry's daughter told the tale of how they met and made their parents meet, and how Jerry would kill him if he gave her a dirty diamond. So he designed and 3D printed a gold band, and in it he set a moonstone. A friggin' moonstone. Jerry's a beekeeper, so that explained that, and I realized I had just attended a royal wedding. I was pretty much hooked on pliadipity after that. That's a great story. Thank you, Pat. Okay, I've got one more. This is from 2013, and this is from Timothy Yee in Reading, who's actually an old friend of mine. And well, I'll read you his story. So this one time at Burning Man, during my first burn in 2013, I was told by a campmate that the playa provides. This really struck home that year. I met Eva, Dr. Wiggles, at Shocks for Socks back in 2015, and we bonded over our mutual love of all things Harry Potter. She even hosted Bertie Bott's tastings events at her camp. This year, I recalled she was going to get playa married. I made sure to get her a gift, a Bellatrix wand. But in the hurly-burly of getting ready for Burning Man, I did not have a gift for her betrothed. To top it off, my wallet was falling apart as I was trying to get out the door to Reno. I shoved my wallet in my pocket and left. I was still thinking about my wallet and an additional Harry Potter gift when I hit the playa. My wallet was my biggest concern as I did not want Moop falling out. And yes, the Harry Potter gift nagged in the back of my mind, but what could I do? Camp Suburbia hosted a yard sale on Tuesday, and I biked over to 8 o'clock and the Esplanade. The first thing I spotted at the yard sale, a brand new wallet. The second thing, a Harry Potter themed rubber duck named Harry Ponder. And yes, the gifts were a good hit with the doctor. A buddy of mine in camp asked me about the playa providing, and I provided him examples of this from other years as well. His request of the playa was a simple one. He was looking for one of those loose blocks of wood at the temple so he could write down some personal thoughts from tough relationships he was going through. Those blocks were in abundance at the beginning of the week, but by the time he brought this up to me, Saturday before the man burn, they were long gone. In addition, the temple was going to shut down at 8 a.m. the next day. So I told him to ask the playa and see what happened. I could see that this was important to him so that he could have closure on whatever he was going through. I pedaled out to Temple on Sunday at 6 a.m. for a final sunrise and goodbye. As is my predilection, I parked my bike near the 6 o'clock entrance. As I bent down to lock up my bike, I spotted one last block of wood under the left side gate entrance. Yes, the playa provides, and she is listening. That's a great story, Timothy. Thank you so much for sharing. Um, so, the one thing I want to say about the acculturation and everything that's going on is the amount of passion and caring that I'm seeing in all of it. And I think there's actually a lot of hope in it. And as hard and frustrating as it is, we want it to work. We want new burners to keep coming so we can get Burning Man out into the universe and across the globe. And we care. And we don't want to see it falling apart. We don't want to see trash everywhere or 5,000 bikes left behind. And so let's just keep on keeping on, keep on talking about it, and keep sharing your stories. This one time at Burning